Hey everyone, a lot of people have been asking me how my doctor's visit went, so I figured I'd make this video. It's a little more complicated, I guess you would say, than in a text, and it'd be too much to call you guys on the phone and let you know. So yesterday I went to go have a PET scan to get the final results. We're hoping the final results to find out if I was done with chemo, or to find out if I got my Metaport out, or just to find out if this season in my life is finally finished. So today I went to go talk to the doctor, saw him about 3 p.m., and he told me that all the cancer in my neck is gone. No cancer in my neck, no cancer in my chest, no cancer in my stomach, but there's a little bit under my armpits on each side. There's a couple, I think there's 2 little lymph nodes that are lighting up on my right side and 1 lighting up on my left side. And so he doesn't seem too worried about it. He gave me a couple options. Option 1 would be I can stop chemo or immunotherapy, which is easier to say chemo, but it's really immunotherapy. I can stop that and take a break for 2 months, and then in 2 months have another scan, because he says if it is cancer, then it's obviously going to grow. But he also said the other option is, instead of doing immunotherapy for every 2 weeks, I do it once a month for 3 months, so basically 3 more sessions, and then do a PET scan after that. It's not the news we wanted, but I guess we could say, I was talking to Monday. He was saying that it's obviously not the news we wanted, but it's also the news, not bad news, I guess you could say, because he kept asking me questions like, do you have animals? And I was like, I have 2 dogs and a cat. And he asked if I have been scratched or bitten by one of them lately. And I didn't understand what he was talking about. I understand the question, but I understand what that had to do with cancer. And he was saying that, being scratched or, even kind of bitten by an animal could put a bacteria in your system that your body fights. Your body will fight regularly, but that could easily light up in the scan. So it could possibly be, I couldn't remember the last time I got scratched or bitten by my dog or my cat, but it could have been recently, and just, it's not a, when you have animals, it's kind of whatever, it happens. So he said it could be that. It could be just it's lighting up, and they're so small. I think the biggest one he said is 1 centimeter. They are so small that that nobody would, because my next question would be, let's biopsy them. Let's get that over with. Let's get in there, put me under, get in and get out, let's do it. And he goes, man, you won't even find a doctor that's willing to go in there and look for them because they're so small. And so it wasn't a decision I could make on my own. So I called Grace while I was sitting there with the doctor. The doctor explained on the phone what the thing was, what was going on. And we still couldn't make a decision. So I told him I had to give him my answer on Monday. So me and Grace talked about it. And she basically was like, this is your body, And I was like, no, this is a family issue. If you've never been involved with somebody that's had cancer or had cancer yourself, this doesn't involve the one person. This also involves your wife or your significant other and your children. So we talked about it, and I also called my kids, and I talked to Caleb and Zachary and asked them their opinion on it. And I even went so far to call my brother and his wife Yesenia and ask them their opinion about it, because this is not a decision that I take lightly. My opinion is I want to just be done with it. I'm over this. I've done over 400 days of immunotherapy, radiation. I started in March of 2018, and my last official day as of right now was May 10th, 2019. And we were thinking today was the day that we were going to make an appointment to get the Metaport out of my chest, so I can have what everybody would call a normal life. I can go back to working out, go back to possibly doing martial arts if I can stop being lazy. So I think our decision is going to be, I'm going to wait the 2 months, take a break, One, the reason of that decision is I want to take a break. I've done it either every 2 weeks. When I first started, it was every 3 weeks, and then I stopped that because it didn't work. And then I did radiation, 10 days, pretty much. I did 9 days straight, took a day off, or took a couple days off, and then did another day. Radiation was so bad for me that they kind of freaked out because I lost 5 pounds during Thanksgiving because I wasn't eating because it was messing with my throat and I couldn't swallow. The only thing I was eating was mashed potatoes during Thanksgiving, really. And then I started a new immunotherapy, and that was every 2 weeks. So I've done based over 400. I think the total day was 414 days that I did of chemotherapy or immunotherapy, radiation, and another immunotherapy. And I'm tired. I'm physically, mentally tired. And sometimes I feel spiritually tired, but I have a family, not only blood family, but I also have a church family that prays for me and encourages me. So that's a good thing that I have. I have a church, and I have men in my life and their family that pray for me and that text me and reach out to me and let them, I got a text today from someone, just want to let you know that I'm praying for you and praying for complete healing. And it was a text that I totally needed because I was freaking out today, honestly. Waiting for the doctor, I was having a little, I don't want to say a panic or an anxiety attack. I was anxious because I've never had anxiety or panic attacks, and I don't want to put down those things like they're just something easy. I've seen people have panic attacks, and it was a struggle, and it was something that I've never had. But I was having a low key, I was being anxious. I was trying not to cry waiting for the doctor. I was listening to worship music and just trying to get into the zone of just praising the Lord. And so the reason, again, is I'm done. I'm kind of done doing immunotherapy or chemotherapy, whatever you want to call it. I'm done. My body's tired. But also, I would get, if I don't do it, I'll do a PET scan faster. If I do the immunotherapy, PET scan will be in 3 months. If I don't do immunotherapy, PET scan will be in 2 months. And I want an answer. And I don't want to say that I'm rushing God's glory or I'm rushing the miracle that He has for my life. I want an answer. I want to move on. I want this season to be done. And if it's God's will that I'm still in this season, all honor and glory to Him. We'll figure out a way to give Him the glory, with whether it be our words or our lives. It was truly a blessing for my son, my youngest, Caleb, to tell me, Dad, I pray for you. I pray that God doesn't take you while I'm still young. I pray that you don't die and God doesn't take you to heaven while I'm still young. But he said, but I also thank God because I know His plan is perfect. And if He chooses to take you while I'm still young, I don't know how, but I'll find God's glory in that. And so I want to have His faith, and I don't think He understands completely what it means to be dead. I don't think He completely understands what it means to give God the glory in seasons that are bad. But I know it's a good start because He could find out what it means to give God the glory. And I know we have people in our church that if I was to pass away, that they would help Him find God's glory in it. And so I guess that's it. We're just gonna wait 2 more months, do a PET scan, and then we'll figure it out from there. And we'll trust that the Lord is He knows what He's doing. I know that He's given me a partner, my wife. He's given me a partner that is always there for me. And this is the longest season that I've had cancer. But this has honestly been probably the best season that I've had it. There's a best to it because the first time we had it, me and Grace were pretending to be believers, and it almost broke up our marriage. The second time was even worse. I thought I was really gonna die with the stem cell transplant, and that really almost broke up our marriage. So I honestly told her I would never try again because what's the point? If it almost broke up our marriage the first and second time, what's the point? The third time is definitely gonna break it up. But we're in a different time in our life. We're more mature in our faith, and when it came back that I had cancer for the third time, she goes, we got this, and I'm here with you. And ever since then, it's been a bumpy ride, but it's been a fun ride to do with grace. And so I want to end this the way I always end it. Please keep me in your prayers. Please, but most importantly, keep my wife and my children in your prayers. This is, for me, it's harder for them. They have to see me when I'm sick. They have to see me when I'm down. They have to see me when I'm angry. They have to see me when I'm frustrated. And all I do is sit there and let them put this poison in my body, and they have to deal with the consequences as much as I do. So please keep them in your prayers. I hope this made sense. I just kind of went with the flow. So I hope it made sense to you. If you have any questions, I guess you could text me. Also, bethematch.org. The next step is if I ever get cancer again, whatever God has planned, but if I ever get cancer again, I'd have to do a stem cell transplant. Obviously, I can't use my own stem cells because it didn't work this first time. So I got to find somebody's stem cells to use. And for us Latin people, we don't put ourselves on that registry. So if you can put yourself on that registry, you can help save my life if I need it, but you can help save somebody else's life who needs a transplant. You could be that hero. So please, bethematch.org. Put yourself on that transplant. For all my male cousins and all my female cousins that have no children, contact me, please, because we need to see if you're a match to help me. My brother's not, and one of my cousins is not. But I have other male cousins that we can test, and I have female cousins that don't. For some reason, they want female cousins that don't have children, or maybe one child. Please reach out to me so we can get this taken care of, and maybe you won't save my life, but you could probably save somebody else's life, and what a blessing to do that. So I love you guys, and thank you for listening to this 12.5-minute video. I know I ramble a lot, but I do love you, and thank you.